Up until last January, I had never hunted New Mexico for big game. But I tell you what, I think I found my new great place to be in January, and that's hunting mule deer in New Mexico. We saw some super bucks.
I think one of the important things to remember is those are desert mule deer. Those aren't rocky mule deer in that area.
I don't care what they were good-looking mule deer. They were good-looking mule deer, and I was trying to get close to them for a better look.
I wanted to get a real close look.
We were spot and stalk hunting, you know, like you do on most mule deer hunts. And what we're finding is these mule deer, like most of them, had a favorite place to go feed and a favorite place to go bed, and we just had to intercept them in between and or wait for them to hit that bedding spot and then go after them.
Great terrain for spot and stalk. You know, it's open enough so that you can see the animals, you can keep on them, but it's also rugged enough and covered enough that you can sneak in close.
And that's what we had to do. We had to use that cedar juniper type cover. And we used a lot of the gullies as well to get down in on these bucks. What we did find though is at this time of the year, they were just coming out of the rut and they were still bunched up big, and you were fighting that 17, 18, 19, 20 different animals in a group type thing, and you know what that's like trying to get close to.
Lots of eyeballs.
Exactly right. This is one situation right here, going up that hill. See that buck right there?
Yes, sir.
That was what probably a 190 class deer, and I had drawed back on that deer, and my cameraman said, "That's just a little far, don't you think?" And I said, "No, not on a deer that size." So, what do you guys think?
Well, we got a compound bow at roughly, well, nearly a mile away. I don't really see a problem with this shot. Maybe the shot angle is a little tough.
When he turns broadside here, now right now we got that going away shot with a bow is not, you know, one I usually take. But even at 1,000 yards, I'd probably just fling one anyway, with it going away or not.
You know that I'd probably hold just a little bit high off my 1,000-yard pin.
Well, look at it this way. How many times can you say that you've taken a 1,000-yard shot with a bow and a Boone and Crockett mule deer? I mean, I'm all for it too.
Actually, Larry, I've taken quite a few.
I'm proud of you. I'm gonna have to rethink this bow hunting thing.
Did you ever get any closer to that deer?
You know what? We watched that deer go over the ridge and we hightailed it around, and we couldn't find him, but by gosh, didn't we stumbled into another good one that I figured was a 180 class. Really? But it was a different deer. It was a different deer. And then we got a little sneaky on him, and of course that didn't work either, but that's another story. But on the last night, we are coming out of this country and deer start streaming across in front of us, and we jumped into these junipers and used them as fast as we could to get close to the deer. And by gosh, if things didn't start unfolding in my favor. In fact, better than I would ever expected.
Looks like the front right foot is back, so he's got the shoulder protecting the vitals a little bit. It's not really extreme, but I'd be just a little bit uncomfortable. I'd like him to take one more step forward. Maybe that's being a little conservative, but I don't know. What do you think, Larry?
Again, I don't do that much bow hunting. It looks like there's some shadows there that are a little bit deceiving, but you're right, it does look like his right front leg is pushed back a little bit.
Well, the deer made the decision for me right there. Not only was he at a bad angle with the leg, there was a little bit of the juniper in front of him, but he just was alert and not gonna stand there for an arrow to meet him, and I just dropped off the draw right then. There were some real good deer in this group.
Second
I like that second deer.
Yeah, I was hoping he would have been the one standing out in the open and actually looking back at something else so I get a shot at him. You know, you can see the sun is setting right there. That was the end of the hunt, and I went home without a mule deer. But I'll tell you what, that was still some of the most exciting hunting you can get, and I'll be back next year if the rancher will have me.